Hey guys, it's Misty, owner of 10,000 Strong. Just coming to you here today. We're going to be talking about the referral system we call daze, and I've emailed you a couple of things right there. I've got your PDF and you've got your audio, and also you've got this video. So we're going to chat a little bit about how that works. But first of all, I wanted to go over a couple of things because I want to be super transparent with you guys. I want to be as clear as day with you, and I wanted to just tell you that when I started out in this industry 10 years ago, my first ever paycheck was 60 bucks. 60 bucks. That's it for 2 weeks of work. And I had ditched my 9-to-5 job to go work in this industry. And I remember thinking, like, oh my God, what am I going to do with 60 bucks? That's nothing. And it was a big leap of faith for me. And that's where I started. I started out making 60 bucks. And then I kind of grew and grew and grew. And then I started thinking, you know, these people that are making 20K, 25K a month, like they must have a massive studio, they must have the latest equipment, everything must be just tip top and just, you know, so perfect with their perfect trainers and everything. But I'm going to show you what my studio looks like right now. I make $25,000 a month. We have 150 members. I have a 2,000 square foot studio just outside Toronto. And this is it. This is what it looks like, right? So when we go through all these referral systems, when I start to teach you my BOGO offers and my detoxes and all the things that we go over in coaching, I want you to know this is where we're at, okay? This is my real life. This is day to day, okay? So let me just unplug my mouse and I'll show you. I'll give you a quick tour of the studio, okay? So just do a quick 360 here, okay? So here it goes. This is the entire thing, okay? There's the office right at the front there, and you come around to the pull-up bars and back to square one. So 2,000 square foot of workout space with a little bit of office in the background. Very simple, right? Very streamlined. Systems are awesome. We've got everything under control, and we're making 25K a month minimum. Okay, so I'm not bragging. I don't want that to sound like I'm bragging, but I want to show you what this looks like. Okay, so when we do these things like the daze, you know that you can get pretty awesome results. And if you do these things repeatedly and consistently, and you track the data, you're going to be in the same spot. Okay, so let me just get set up again here. All right, so before we get started, let's go over this whole thing where we've got going on here called daze. Daze is a referral generation system, which means I use my members to refer to me more members or more prospective members. Okay, so I'm going to use my current member base, of which is about 150 right now, and I'm going to say to those members, hey, can you bring in more members for me so I don't have to do all the marketing and all the legwork and all the, you know, singing from the rooftops about my awesome studio. I want to use my members to generate more members, okay? And when I use my members to tell other people how awesome we are, that is a lot more trustworthy than me telling you how awesome I am, because that's a little biased, right? So the daze is a perfect referral system. It's cheap, right? It's cheap. We don't have to spend thousands of dollars on advertising. God, I mean, you can spend thousands and thousands of dollars on advertising if you really want to. I probably have, right? But this one is super cheap, super cost effective, and anyone can implement it, okay? Now, I have a boot camp, so it's group training, right? We get 10 people, 15 people, maybe 20 people on the busy classes per class. So this promo works really well if you also have a boot camp or if you have a group training facility, okay? So if you have a personal training system or a one-on-one program that you're running, we're gonna have to think about this price a little more, but we can do it, right? We just have to figure it out a little bit more, okay? But this is gonna work really, really well for you. It's gonna be super cost effective if you're in any of these group training programs. All right, so daze, let's think about this name for a second. The name daze. Everyone knows what a daze is, right? You go to the mall and they've got daze, or the grocery store and they've got daze. Everything's on for $1, okay? We know what things like BYOB stand for, and we know what YOLO stands for. Daze is one of those phrases that just makes sense to people. They kind of think, oh, daze, yeah, it must be for $1, right? You're gonna get boot camp for $1. And it's going to start to trigger a thought process with them about, oh, well, that's pretty cool, actually. So I've named it daze because we're gonna do $1 for 30 days here at boot camp. And you can feel free to use the name, that's fine. If you're going to change the name, just make sure the name is something that people recognize and it kind of explains what you're doing here. It's nice to have a funny name and a weird name, but if it really is not explaining too much about the program, you're going to lose people right at the very first start, okay? So stick with the name Dollar Daze or change it to something else that you want, okay? So we are going to start with this whole premise and why this works so wonderfully well for you, okay? What we have created here is a three-way win situation. I win, my members win, and my new faces win. Everyone's winning, okay? I win because I really don't have to put out that much money to create a massive prize for a lot of people. My members win because they are potentially going to win a year of boot camp. And my new faces win because they're going to experience the boot camp for $1, all right? So when you create a situation where everybody wins, now we are going to have a lot more people opting in, a lot more people interested, a lot more people saying, oh, you know what, I think I'm going to do that this month, as opposed to people going, oh no, well, there's really nothing in it for me, so I'm out, I don't want to do it, okay? So we want to create a three-way win, and this is why this created such a huge response for me, okay? We had 80 new people contact the studio to register for this event, okay? 80 people, it's a lot of people to deal with in 2 weeks. I'll go through the systems to help you out a little bit, but what a great thing, right? Marketing was just like through the roof. I didn't have to do any of it. I did a few emails, a few Facebook posts, and the members did the rest. We created chaos on Facebook, right? Just madness. We created word of mouth that traveled it traveled so far between the entire community. Everyone was talking about it. And well, again, it wasn't me. I wasn't saying a thing. All the members were talking about this for me, which is what you want, okay? They were the ones going out to their friends saying, hey, do you want to come to boot camp for $1? Hey, come on in. It's only going to be $1 for 30 days, right? Facebook was saturated with pictures of the studio and all these testimonials. It was fantastic. So you're going to create marketing chaos. And when you have the opportunity to create marketing chaos like that, that's when things go really, really well. That is when you get a flood of new people, and that's what we want, okay? And I want a flood of new people, but I don't want to spend $5,000 on that flood of people, okay? I just don't. I've done it in the past, but this is super effective and super, super cheap to run. All right, so we're creating a three-way win. We're creating hype and chaos, and we're getting all these people in, and everyone's excited, and they're going to get their $1, and someone's going to win $2,500 worth of boot camp. This is a big deal. So we have to be fairly organized in how we put all of this together. We want to make sure that we're systemizing the marketing, we're systemizing the collection of the data, and that we're systemized in the conversion. And that's what I want to go through today. I've sent you the PDF so you can reference all of this information on the PDF as well. The PDF has all the swipe files in it as well. So all of my emails and Facebook posts that I did for this, I've given them to you so you can reuse them and tweak them for your business. Okay, so that's all in the PDF. But we're going to go over the structure and basically the energy behind all of this. Okay, so one thing that fitness businesses do really well is create new projects. We love it. We will create a cleanse, or we will create a 3-week challenge, or a 21-day slim down, or flat abs by Christmas, or whatever you want to call it. And we love it because it's something new. It's something fun to sink our teeth into. But the number one problem that I see with fitness businesses is the creation of these fantastic programs with little to no follow through. And that is what kills a conversion. When you promise the world to a person and then just let them do their own thing for 3 weeks and expect them to stay, that's where you lose all of those sales. So the system I've created for you has all of that included, all right? The hype, the follow-up, the conversion. Everything's there. Okay, so let's start at the start, shall we? Let's give you an example timeline. Let's say my Dollar Days starts October 1st and goes through October 30th. So anywhere between October 1st and 30th, you can sign up for your $1, right? That's my example timeline. So if that's the case, my marketing is going to start on September 15th, so 2 weeks prior, basically. 2 weeks prior to my Dollar Days actually starting, I'm going to start marketing this to my members and to my non-members. I'm going to market to my members more, right? Because they're the people that are bringing the new faces in. But I'm also going to tell my non-members a little bit as well, because they probably know someone in my bootcamp that they can use as their friend or family member, okay? Right? So that works too. So I've given you those emails. They're in the PDF. You can have a look at them. But basically, I want to be like, hey, members, do you want to win a year of bootcamp? Right? To my members, that's worth $2,500. Like, that's a big deal. Of course they want to win it. They love boot camp. They've been here years. Of course they would like to get a free year. That to them is better than winning the lottery because they're going to use it, right? And it's going to be cheap. So, hey members, want to win a free year. That's the subject line. And it goes through the email and explains how everything works for them, how super simple this is. All you got to do is email me the name, the phone number, and the email of your referral, and I will take care of the rest. This is the best way to win your free year, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so I'm sending this email out and saying, look, you know what? I love you guys. I want to have more members in bootcamp. This is a win-win for everyone. Let's do this, right? And they know me. I'm pretty blunt. So they know that I've got to market and they know I've got to bring people in. But I'm going to reward them heavily for helping me out with this, okay? So first email goes out. It's written in the PDF for you to swipe, basically explaining the program, how it's going to go. I'll send a similar email, a little less sort of direct to my prospects to say, hey, this is what we're doing. If you're interested, grab a member and jump on in. All right, but the most of my marketing is going to go towards my members. I'm also going to do a Facebook, right? Because as much as I am an email marketer, and as much as I teach people how to write emails, I also enjoy Facebook because, let's face it, it's a party, right? And I have a Facebook group for my bootcamp members. And if you don't have a Facebook group, we need to talk to you about that and get one set up, because not only is it a fantastic way to create a party and to create bonds and to create a lot of hype around your bootcamp, it also is a really great way to get information out to your members such as this. So I can put a post in my group and be like, hey members, did you check your email this morning? If not, here's the information, jump in, okay? So it's a really good thing, and if you haven't got it set up, we should probably look at that. But anyway, so I'm going to use Facebook and I'm going to use email marketing to get these messages out to both my members, so my current members, and also my prospects. I want all these people to know, right? So 2 weeks prior, we're kind of getting into this, letting people know, and then October 1st hits. That's when we can really kind of kick it up, okay? So with my members, I've got to kind of tell them how to do this, right? I've got to be self-explanatory, and I'm going to tell you the same things that I told them. It's really, really easy to get this kicked off. All you've got to do is ask your members to provide you the name, the phone number, and the email of people they think would want a month for $1 at bootcamp. So these members are going to email you this information. They're going to text you this information. They're going to Facebook you, whatever method you prefer, or maybe all of them in my case, because everyone is always messaging me. So they're going to find you and they're going to send you name, first and last, phone, and email of this person that they're referring into your bootcamp. And then you're going to collect all of this data, and then you're going to put it in a nice spreadsheet, and then you're going to call them and be like, hey, Sharon just told me that you're interested in coming to the bootcamp for 30 days for $1. When can I get you set up for that orientation? Boom. Get them into the orientation, you're off to the races, okay? But the first step is letting the members know, hey, you can win a free year. All you got to do is send me the name, the phone, and the email of your referral, and I'll take care of the rest, okay? That's what you're sending out. Now, system-wise, what you're going to do, on the back end of this is I would use Google Documents. We have a team of 10 here, and so I have to have some way to transfer information. So Google Documents is a cloud-based document sharing system, and it's really simple because all my team can access the same data, which is what I want, right? So I'm going to use Google Sheets, and I'm going to put all the information of all these referrals into Google Sheets. Name, phone number, email goes in. Have I contacted them? When's their orientation? When are they coming in? Da, 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 da. Any details that you need will go into this Google Sheets, and you'll have everything organized. We had 80 people join us for the Dollar Days, okay? So if I'm going to manage data on 80 people, I better have a really good system for managing it, okay? Don't try to rely on bits of paper or, a little book, right? Put it somewhere proper where you can get all that information laid out clearly, okay? So your members, they're starting to send you this information. They're texting you, and they're Facebooking you, and they're emailing you all of these referrals, right? Because they want to win that big prize. They really, really do, right? And let's take, for example, Rafi. Rafi sent me 15 to 20, I think I lost count, to be honest with you, say 15 to 20 names and phone numbers and emails of the people she was referring. So I had to be really organized with that information because I had to store it all under her name in a Google document so I know who she had referred into me. And had I called them, had I emailed them, where am I at with this person, right? So it's really important to have that data. So Rafi sent me 15 people. I called them. Hey, Rafi said, you want to come in? Let's get you set up for an orientation, right? Now, this is where having an admin assistant is going to come in really handy, because if I have 15 people to call, I'm not always going to get them on the phone, right? Like I'm going to get answer machines, maybe the email bounces, maybe they just don't return my email. I'm not going to get a hold of all these people on the first try. So my admin assistant is the one that's going to do all of the follow-up for me. So in that Google Documents, or Google Sheets, I've put, okay, I called this person on October 1st. Okay, needs recalling, and then my admin assistant can pick up that name, phone number, and be like, okay, I called them on this date, this date, this day, and they're coming in next week, or whatever it is, right? Basically, I think you should call people about 3 to 4 times, and after that, give up, because it's just not worth it. Okay. If they were really interested, they would have called you back after the first one. So if you're going to call them more than 3 times, forget it, it's not worth it. Okay, so to recap, members are sending you all of their contact information for their referrals. You're calling each and every one of them and contacting them for an orientation. That orientation is a one-on-one setting, and it's very important, okay? You need to sit with these people one-on-one. Now, I'm not saying, you could probably get a couple in an orientation if they know, if it's like a husband-wife referral or maybe a mother-daughter team, or bring them in together, right? That's fine. But you need to be seeing these people face-to-face. You need to get that connection going, okay? So you bring them in for this orientation. That's a crucial part of this whole experience, because I want to show them the studio. I want to show them how things work here. I want to show my face and welcome them and say, hey, like, we're so glad you're here. We love you. We want you to stay around. Like, I want to give them that warm and fuzzy before they've even started boot camp. Okay, that's my first initial step. During that orientation, it gives me the chance to do their paperwork, so liability and waivers, and if you're in Canada, the PARQ as well. So it gives me a chance to do all of the paperwork. It gives me a chance to seal the deal with that $1 transaction. That $1 is a really important dollar. It seals a deal. It's the transactional dollar. So if you don't take it, there's no deal. So it's important to get that dollar. And then we want to put the name of the person that's referred them into the studio. We want to get that name and pop it into the ballot box, right? I had a nice ballot box on my desk. I jazzed it up with a cool little sign, and then all of the names of the members went into that ballot box. And remember, members can earn many chances to get into that ballot box. Like Rafi, she referred 15 to 20 people. That means she gets 20 ballots in the box, and that's 20 times to win the grand prize of a year of boot camp, right? So that's pretty good. So every time she sends in a new contact person for me, and every time they come into the orientation, the name goes into the ballot box. Now look, if that person doesn't show up, or you can't get a hold of that person, that doesn't count. They don't get a name in the ballot box for people who don't show up. The people have to show up. The transaction happens when you get that dollar. When you get that dollar, that name goes in the box, not any other time, or else you're going to end up with a bunch of people who never actually came to boot camp, and it's not going to be worth it, okay? So calling people, getting them into this orientation. Once they've gone through the orientation and done paperwork and given their dollar, and you've sold them on how awesome you are, then they can start boot camp. That start date, that goes into your Google Sheets so you know when they started. Because as much as I love people sometimes might take an extra day or week or 2 of boot camp if you're not paying attention. To go ahead and put that start date, their start date at boot camp, in that Google Sheets as well, just so you know, right? If you care about that stuff, mark it. If you're like, man, whatever, don't. It would be a little tip from me, okay? So now we've done, 80 people. You've called them, you've had their orientations, you've registered their paperwork, you've taken their dollar, and now we're off to the races. Your boot camp is full. There is people everywhere, and they have a good time, and the trainers are happy because their classes are full, and there's a ton of energy, and everyone's happy because they're feeling strong and empowered. This is a great time to start following up with people. Right? This is the time when we don't just rest on our laurels and be like, it looks good, I'm going to go do something else, right? Oh, it looks good, I'm going to take a break. No, This is the time when you start sending out an email follow-up series like the one that is in that PDF, right? So I've written out 15 emails for you. They go out every 2 days, and they're motivational, they're informational, they try to convert people into memberships or into an upsell program. There's a lot of information in those emails, and it's my way of petting and stroking and touching people every couple of days to say, hey, you okay? You enjoying yourself? Anything I can help with? Do you want a membership? That's my way of doing that. I'm an email marketer. I'm going to use email to do the legwork. That's just the way it is. Maybe you're a little bit different, but trust me, this email marketing really works. Okay. So the follow-up series, I use an email provider called Aweber. I can basically schedule any email to go out at any time, or any follow-up series to go out at any time. So as soon as Maria starts her 30 days for $1, I put Maria's name into my follow-up series, hit send, and now she starts getting emails every 2 days explaining the bootcamp, explaining memberships, giving her smoothie recipes or whatever it is that I'm sending out that day. It's automatic. I don't have to touch a thing once her name has been entered into that system, okay? If you don't have Aweber, you don't have an email marketing system, let's chat about that in coaching. Get you set up with one, because it's a very, very important part of marketing. And if you're doing it manually, we can figure out a different way to kind of, get that out there to people. Okay, so the follow-up stages, you're emailing, right? You're seeing them at bootcamp, maybe you're even training them, right? I don't really train anymore, so I don't get to see people as much as I used to, which sucks, right? Because when you see people, you can close them a lot better than me, who's just, hey guys, how's it going, right? So if you're seeing the people at bootcamp, if you're emailing them, if you're Facebooking them, you've got all of these touches, right? Touch, join my bootcamp, join my bootcamp, join my bootcamp. Okay, that's very important. About 2 weeks into the dollar days, that's when I want you to start conversions, right? Don't wait till the end. Don't wait till it's finished. Good God, they've already gone off and tried Zumba or something else, right? 2 weeks in, when they're feeling amazing, oh my God, I feel strong. Oh my God, I'm feeling slimmer. All of these great feelings are rolling around. They're feeling super motivated. That's when you start to convert them, because they're going to be in a much better frame of mind, right? You want to start converting people at the right time, when energy is high, when motivation is high, and you know that they're just feeling really positive about this whole experience. So at 2 weeks in to every person's dollar days, you're going to start converting them. The conversion process does happen in email. I have put those emails there for you that will help convert. But there's no better way to convert people than face-to-face. We know that. So what I did in my facility is we had everyone come in for a one-on-one closing meeting. I didn't call it a closing meeting. I called it a goal-setting meeting, okay? And what we were going to talk about is what they're going to do after the dollar days, and what goals they have, and how we're going to make that happen for them. Okay, so I'm not saying come to a sales meeting. I'm saying just come on in. We're going to have a chat about your goals and how we're going to get there, and timelines and that kind of jazz. And they like that. They like having a plan. Everyone likes having a plan set out, right? So that's what we're going to provide for them. So call them. Hey, Maria, I see you're doing awesome in bootcamp. I want to book you in for a goal-setting meeting so we can talk about what's going to happen once your 30 days is done, because I don't want you to slide back to where you were before you came in here. Oh my God, no, I don't want that either, right? So, fine, they come in. Now, I'm lucky enough that I'm so far down the road in this bootcamp business that I have a sales director. And I didn't always have a sales director. I had to get one because I was so busy, right? But I'm lucky enough to have a sales director, and he is the one that's going to call, email, close, off we go, okay? You might be a one-man show still, which is fantastic, right? I was there for many, many years, so you might not have a sales director yet that you can use. So you're going to do all these phone calls, and yes, it's a pain in the ass, and yes, it's lots of legwork, but guess what? You're going to get a lot more memberships and a lot more new clients from it than ever before. So just bear with me on this one and just grit your teeth and get through it, because I promise you it'll work in the end. Okay, so whoever's doing the closing meetings or the goal-setting meetings, they're now starting to book those 2 weeks after everyone started their 30 days for $1, okay? And what we did at my studio is we had two options. We had an upsell option, which was a 3-week challenge, which they could commit to, or they could just go straight into membership, and that was fine too. So two options, right? One option was cheaper. It was more expensive than $1, so it was definitely an upsell, but it was $197 for a 3-week challenge. Or you go into a 6, 12, 18, or 24-month membership. That's what we offer at my studio. So they have a choice, right? So when you try to convert people from $1 into your membership prices, which for me average about $200 a month, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but what you have going for you is that these people have been in your studio now for a month and they love it. They don't want to quit. They've now created an emotional, intensely strong bond with your trainers and with the people in the bootcamp and with your facility. They feel comfortable here now because you've given them so long in your bootcamp. So that's what's going for them. So yeah, $1, not the easiest conversion to $200, and that's why I had an upsell to kind of piggyback them into full-time membership, right? Been doing this a long time, and some people are just ready to go, and that's the kind of member you want. Yep, sign me up, here's my credit card. But more people are a little bit more hesitant, and they think to themselves, am I really going to commit to this? Because I tried to commit to Bernstein, I tried to commit to Atkins, I tried to commit to Zoom, but I tried to commit to Curves, and none of those work. They didn't work because they suck. But in their head, they don't know why this is different yet. So the upsell option is not a bad idea. And sneaky me decided, in all my genius, to put the upsell right after the dollar days. So it would just be, just the next stage for them. It wasn't a big leap. It was like, oh, okay, I get 3 more weeks. Oh, okay, I can do that for $197. And then I do the membership conversion after that. Okay, so you see how that works? So you don't have to do the upsell. It just might give you some more options as to how to convert people down the line. And listen, this is an extra piece of bonus advice. It's not in the PDF, but I come from a world of male fitness business coaches, and the male mindset is don't let them go, don't let them say no, get the credit card before they leave. And I'm a girl, and that is pushy. That is like, oh my God, like I don't think I can do that, right? That's pushy. So I believe, and I've seen it happen 100 times, people will come in for 30 days. Maybe they don't sign up. No problem, okay? Maybe you do all your best closing skills and they still don't sign up, the budget, time, whatever. Let them go, because I promise you, if you are nice to them and they don't feel harassed, they will come back to you and they will do another program with you in the future and they will convert at that time. I can promise you that, okay? I will promise you they will come back if you're nice to them. If you're pushy, they're gonna be like, I don't think I really wanna deal with that person anymore. So be nice, right? Anyway, that's just me rambling. So we're gonna convert all these people. They're gonna be fantastically excited about all these options now. And then, once you've got all these conversions done and everyone's in, you're going to announce the winner. You're going to take your ballot box and you're going to announce with all of the pomp and circumstance you can muster, you're going to announce your winner. I did mine on YouTube. I recorded a video just like what we're doing here, and I posted the link in my Facebook group, and then I uploaded it to YouTube and emailed it out to all my members. The member that won was crying. The member that won wrote a fantastic testimonial on Facebook right then and there, and probably several more since. The member that won really needed to win. So it was a really great outcome. She really needed this at this time in her life, okay? So it's a feel-good factor, right? You're creating, with this whole experience, a feel-good factor. Even the people that didn't win were so excited for this one woman to win. They knew that she deserved it anyway, right? Even Rafi, who sent me 20 people, she didn't win, sucks. I did give her a little bonus prize for doing so well, because I'm nice. But the person that won, everyone was so thankful that she was the winner. So you can see that we're just creating good vibes here. I want good vibes, because when you have good vibes, you have good business. And that you can write that one down, you can frame it. Okay, so what have we done here? We've converted these people into either an upsell or a full-time membership, and we've let the other people go, and all of the emails that we took from this we have put into our email marketing database, because now we get to sell them in the future. So even if that person doesn't sign up, you still got a really good qualified email address for your list, and they're going to come back to you because they loved it. So they're going to come back for sure, right? So win-win and win and win. So We've gone through this whole process now. I've given you in the PDF, I've given you the swipe files. They're there for you to tweak. I've given you the Facebook post. I've even sent you an image of the picture I posted on Facebook. You can use Canva. I'm lucky enough to have a graphic designer who does all my Groovy stuff for me. By the way, I barter that out. So if you need a graphic designer, barter that. That's fine. So I'll show you that one. Obviously, don't steal mine. It's got my logo on. Right. So I think that's about really everything. Now in the PDF, there's a lot of tips for you there just to make things go a little smoother. I've done this a few times now, and sometimes things come up, and I've just given you some sort of exit strategies for a couple of different situations, some tips and tricks to make this go faster and smoother and less sort of hassle-free for you. And that's all in the PDF as well. And I think that's pretty much about it. I want to know how this works for you. It worked so well here in creating marketing chaos, in creating new faces, in creating a bumped up email list. It created a lot of great marketing, and it created memberships as well. And I want the same to happen for you. I really, really do. So I would love to hear from you. You tell me how it goes. If you've got questions, you can always find me. I'm on Facebook. You can always find me there, 10,000 Strong. The blog is 10,000strong.com, and my email is answers@10,000strong.com. So you can find me, and I just want to know how this went for you, right? And I'm always here to help as well, okay? So enjoy it, have fun. If you have any questions or you're interested in coaching, just let me know. I can explain all that to you as well. All right, guys. It's been 30 minutes of your time. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go and get on with the rest of my day. It's my birthday. Bye.